What is up? Welcome back to another video. I've got a cool one for you today. I'm away in Vietnam right now, hence the lack of videos that have been up on the channel. But I've got a cool one for you today. I'm going to take you along with the iPhone 15 Pro to a trip to a place called Ninh Binh in the north of Vietnam. We're going to put the iPhone 15 Pro through its paces in terms of camera performance and of course keep a measure on the battery life. So it's going to be a pretty cool day in the life. So let's get going. All right, so we started the day heading off in a cab that was going to take us to where our coach was. If anyone spent any time in Vietnam, please let me know with a comment down below. I'd love to know if anyone's been. The roads are absolutely insane. I'm not sure if that's just where we are. We're in Hanoi at the moment, and then we're kind of journeying around the north a little bit after this. But like the roads really are pretty insane. Quite a surreal experience for me. So in terms of a battery life check, we're at 89% at the moment. It is 8:18 a.m. In terms of a case on my iPhone, I normally use a leather case whenever I get a new phone, but I've actually decided to go with the silicone this time, and I'm actually really enjoying it. The iPhone 15 Pro is pretty slippery, so this is going down pretty well. Added a bit of extra grip. So we just arrived at our first stop on this tour. Hey guys, editing Tom here. So I filmed a lot of this video, actually most of this video, in the Blackmagic Cam app for the iPhone 15 Pro. I'll talk about that in this clip actually, but I just want to jump in very quickly because when I was recording in the front-facing camera with the Blackmagic Cam app, for some reason the stabilization was just nowhere near as good as it would be on the standard camera app on the iPhone 15 Pro. There aren't that many clips filmed with the front-facing camera during this video, but I just want to flag that this is not how it will look if you filmed in the normal native camera app. Well, I will put the name of the temple on the screen because I'm not going to do it justice and I'll probably just get it wrong. Something which I'm super excited for is the video capabilities on the iPhone 15 Pro. Like, you guys know that the video is absolutely insane on this phone. All of the footage, unless marked otherwise, will be shot on the iPhone 15 Pro, and it's all being shot in Apple log. Little battery life check, it is about 10:15 at the moment, and I'm on just under 70% battery life. Obviously, as well as video, we're going to be showing a bunch of photos in this video. One of my favorite changes this year for the iPhones, and it's not an exclusive change to the iPhone 15 Pro, they also made this change to the iPhone 14 Pro, is the inclusion of a new high efficiency format. And it means photos like this, a true 48 megapixel file is only 8 megabytes in size. And just the level of detail that you get in these 48 megapixel shots is absolutely gorgeous. So as we headed into the temple, we were greeted by this water buffalo. I'm aware that these things are obviously just kind of tourist attractions, but I really hope this water buffalo is having a nicer time than he would on the fields, because this is a species used by locals to farm the fields. But then afterwards we headed into the temple, and something I just love, and obviously the temple absolutely gorgeous here, but one of the things I love about the iPhone 15 Pro is in this Apple log format, everything just looks very filmic. Like, this is a look much closer to something I would get on my more professional cameras. The highlights are much softer, the roll off is better, and the colors are far nicer than they ever have been on the iPhone. For instance, take a look at this shot here, the colors of the flag. Like, you just wouldn't have been able to achieve a shot that looks like this without using Apple log. Things just would have looked much brighter, and you probably would have had to really color correct it an awful lot to try and get something looking similar. I'm not going to do tons of photos of the temple, but I am just going to do a bit of a 48 megapixel appreciation post here. So the 48 megapixel sensor shot in the full 48 megapixel HEIF mode. The photos are about 8 megabytes. They are absolutely amazing. So all of these photos, normal resolution, and then at 300%. So you can see just how much detail you get when you scale it and crop in. And that main camera now having macro mode is a really welcome feature and a very cool one. So after this, we jumped back on the bus, and this is where the day went from obviously amazing to pretty next level. One of the more beautiful things I've ever done in my life. We went on a boat trip to a place called Tam Cow in Ninh Binh. So this company operates boat tours, bamboo boat tours, where you are essentially toured round by a local, and like I said, like absolutely insane. It's a very good alternative if you are in the Hanoi area of Vietnam and you can't quite make it to Ha Long Bay, which is the most famous kind of viewpoint area. And again, this is a massive advantage for iPhone filmmaking here, because I was able to not compromise on quality when it comes to this video, but get great video with Apple Log, and also fantastic photos with all of the iPhone's lenses. I'm no longer feeling like I'm massively foregoing quality by leaving my bigger, larger camera at home, and this is a perfect example of that because obviously I'm on a boat. I didn't really want to bring my Sony a7S III or my Sony a7 IV with me on this particular kind of experience, whereas the iPhone it is waterproof if you were to get it a bit wet, but also like the quality now is almost as good for certain things, and things like scenery and kind of views at this 24mm focal length are comparable to that of my more professional cameras. I think the note here is that shooting in Apple Log on the iPhone 15 Pro, you of course are getting a reduction in Apple's processing, and obviously that's the whole point. We are able to grade and process the image ourselves more than Apple doing it for us automatically. Unfortunately, this does come sometimes with the risk that you are getting tons of noise in your image, and certainly in certain low light situations. What's slightly weird is it seemed like it was not all the time. Like sometimes you weren't getting loads of noise in low light situations, and sometimes you were getting an absolute ton. I would say if you're consistently filming in low light situations, you probably want to stick to the default camera app and not shoot in Log. So guys, as you can see, I've obviously been doing a ton of traveling for the last couple of months, but I've had a secret weapon up my sleeve, and these are the Soundcore Space One over-ear headphones. One of the best things about these headphones, and I think why you should care about them, is I think we're super normalized, to be honest, to headphones costing like £500, £300 for noise cancelling headphones, and these Space Ones come in at just $89.99. They have a lot of the bells and whistles that the much more expensive headphones do. These have both passive and active noise cancelling, and obviously with doing a ton of traveling comes a lot of flights, and these have been an absolute savior on longer flights. They do a fantastic job at cutting out ambient noise. Another one of my favorite things is that these Space Ones have a very, very good app. You're guided through the app so that the sound is tailored to your own unique listening profile. They are super comfortable with very good padding on both the sides and the top, and the noise cancelling is also very comfortable as well. Sometimes I feel like active noise cancellation can kind of really make you feel almost like you're in a bit of a bubble, a bit removed from the world, but that didn't really happen with these, which is a big, big upgrade over some even more expensive headphones. If you are interested in checking out the Soundcore Space Ones, they'll be linked down below in the description. Thank you, Soundcore, for sponsoring this video, and back to the video. Okay, so checking in on the old battery life, we are 37%. It is 2:48 p.m. I've obviously used my phone, particularly the camera, for a lot today. So the screen on time at this moment in time isn't super high. I will report and do a full kind of screen on time report at the end of this video. You can see just how the iPhone 15 Pro actually does. To round off the day, we hiked up 500 steps to the Lion Dragon Mountain. All right. Ready? Yeah. So that's about 15 of 500?
5% of the way.
Certainly was a bit of a trek, but the views at the top spoke for themselves. Of course, I had to shoot some photos at the top here as well, and again, this really was a perfect place for the iPhone 15 Pro zoom ranges to come in clutch. Obviously, if I had had the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I could have been shooting in that 5x. For me personally, I actually find the 3x a more usable focal length, which is one of the reasons I was only too happy to go with this phone over the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But yeah, this is really just such a good content creation tool. It's so incredible that you've got this in your pocket. So after that insane sunset at the Lion Dragon Mountain, we headed back to Hanoi, which is where we were staying for the time being. And after a pretty dicey ride in the bus with some pretty close calls with motorbikes and things like that, I still just cannot get used to this traffic. And as soon as we got back, we went to go and find some dinner, not before Charmaine got distracted by this street dog, or this dog that was tied up outside and very, very cute. And rounding it off with a really, really nice meal. Kind of a surprising experience for this one. They just kept on bringing more and more
food, and I ordered like a duck dish, and they basically just bought this entire plate of duck. There's my hand for context, but it was absolutely delicious. Okay, so the question everyone's been waiting for, the screen on time and battery life. As you can see, 6:40 p.m. So the phone did die. The screen on time is about 4.5 hours. I was using roaming and kind of phone data like normal, so it should give you a good indication. For personal daily use, this phone is going right through to the end of the day for me right now, which is great.
So guys, just like it started, this is where it ends. So a really, really fun, good day. An amazing day, actually. Like, what a very, very cool experience. The iPhone 15 Pro didn't quite keep up in terms of battery life. Like I mentioned, I had to charge it at 1% after almost 5 hours of screen time, there or thereabouts. I was using the phone, obviously, a whole ton for filming though, so it's probably got a fair excuse. I'm actually really impressed in general with the battery life on the iPhone 15 Pro. It's significantly better than my iPhone 14 Pro, which for the back, I would say, like 6 months of its life was actually pretty damn poor, to be honest. But anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Again, one of the standout features is just this ProRes log. Absolutely amazing video footage out of the iPhone 15 Pro. Let me know what you guys think of the video down below in the description. Has anyone been to Vietnam? If not, after watching this video, would you like to go? Let me know and I'll catch you guys next time.